Sorry, Brock.
I disabled revives, so you can see what happens when I die.
Oh, thank you. I was gonna shoot him.
When you mess with your guns, by the way, in pack, it fucks up all the Call of Duty weapons. So they point down and you just see a part of them.
Okay.
At least on the third person's perspective. It works fine, I'm sure.
So, basically what I want to tell you is, it's really fucking cool that at least the three of us are somewhat on the same page. I know that we have different beliefs, but it's so fucking cool that we can see things from the outside and go, yeah, that's bad. That's not good for you. And we, like, do critical thinking and stuff.
We're logical people, even though you're religious. You're still
funny how that
logical.
Works. Well, I can explain that someday, but I don't want to get off topic. When I experienced those classical education schools, I also got to experience homeschooling and kids that come out of homeschooling. I have nothing against homeschooling. I actually really like it.
Dude,
people say that it's not good for socialization, but that's not true. There's it's not socialization that's the problem. It's the mindset. Public schools put you in a different mindset than what do you call it? Homeschooling, yes.
On Half-Life 3.
So, when they go through life, they don't go through trying to solve the riddles of the world. They experience it, and they live it. Brock, there's another one over there. I don't think we need that. I think it's just a oh, fuck. Never mind.
Need them both.
Fuck,
why'd you die?
Don't stand like goo.
A lot of my coworkers actually homeschool their kids.
Yes, homeschooling is making a comeback because public school is shit, and classical education is really the closest you can get. For real.
For real?
What did that do?
Probably turned off the electricity back that way.
It didn't do much.
It did, yeah. Actually, I'm not sure what it did, but it did something back there.
Oh, your broom is now an error.
Oh. Does it actually... Is it in the right place, though?
Oh no, your broom is there.
Something
Something else is an error. You have something else attached when you go into a broom mode?
I'll have to look in a bit when you're not recording. Bitch. Anyway, though, it's not that we are smarter than other people. It's just we grew up being immersed in a mindset.
We grew up.
And to be honest with you, I envy the people that go through life without that mindset.
What?
The people that go through with like homeschooling or classical education. Because it forms a totally different type of person.
Also, I don't understand what we did over there.
I do. But it's not important. Wait. Did I just cheat?
I'm thinking of investing in a library.
I need the power on to get over here.
I'm thinking of investing in a library.
The hell
like
invisible wall?
paying money for a library?
Yeah, like my own library.
Ouch. Oh, so you want to make a library yourself?
Yeah, like
Why would you want a library?
the classics. Like, I'm ashamed that I never read any of what people call the classics. Like,
what do you mean?
In junior high, we read a shit ton of books about black people and about...
Oh, hold on. Brock's recording.
How's it a bad thing to read books about black people?
That would be a very funny thing to see in a video later on. That's part of why I said that.
We missed something over here, for sure.
Correct. I'm looking to try and figure out what it is. Yes, Austin, I actually agree with you. One of the things that I experienced when I got to visit
Maybe the other valve.
whatchamacallit, a classical education school. The thing that I got to experience was they were telling me that their kids in like fucking junior high were reading books that I could never touch because they're too fucking complicated. Like philosophy stuff,
Where's the other valve?
a lot of things that underlie our culture as Americans. It wasn't just like, oh, here's the pilgrims and they're doing their thing. But it was like in-depth analysis on shit that I've always wondered about and wanted to know. A bunch of really useful and cool stuff, basically. Where'd you put that valve?
You did it.
Dude,
Stupid. Huh. You know
I
what?
think the best fucking class, like literature class I had was in university.
These fucking
and-
invisible walls.
What we did
Yeah, I
Oh,
figured.
nice.
This
was
guy's smart. He played
read
Half-Life
the
2.
like some Benjamin
Wow.
Franklin books, and like kind of compared them and like looked into like the intention and or so we read like 2 or 3 Benjamin Franklin books that were kind of like autobiographies,
Shit.
but or
Oh,
what are
shit.
autobiographies but written by other just biographies?
I think
Did
so.
we-
Yes, autobiography is written by yourself.
Yeah, okay. So we read some biographies of Benjamin Franklin, and we read like 2 or 3 of them, and we really went in depth on uh, the symbolism used and like when trying to what is it? When trying to describe like how Benjamin Franklin lived his life before
This
he
guy's mad
rose
something
to
got really
prominence.
good. Isn't that weird?
And one of the things that was a bit interesting was there was one of the books that we read. There was a description of Benjamin Franklin walking down New Hampshire. Was it? What was New York before they changed the name? Was it New Hampshire? Or
Old
what
York.
Okay. Funny.
Oh, it's just New York.
Do you actually know what it was called?
It was always
I
just New
can't
York.
remember.
Alright.
If it was something else, I cannot remember.
I'm assuming there's a place in Europe called York.
Sure, it wasn't a city in New York.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what city it was, but it was in modern day New York. And he met his future wife, and there was a description of like there was a description of how he looked. Like he had bread in his pocket, or he was eating on like while walking down the street, and he had his clothes stuffed in his pockets of his jacket because he just got off the boat, and like it was his first day in the city, and he didn't have any briefs or anywhere to live, and he was looking for work and
That's a hard one.
looking for a place to stay. And
It's buggy.
his wife saw him in this state,
It's just a
and
fucking ladder right there.
Nice.
it goes in depth like how he met his wife for the first time and all that. And in the other book, there's a picture, like a drawn picture of Benjamin Franklin in the state, but it was off. Like there was something off about it. Like the perspective of the image, or like the image of him, followed by the.
Oh, this dude's
He
map
looked
suddenly
more.
got really good, Tiger.
He
I
looked
know, I
more
completely agree.
dignified
That's wild.
than what he should have in the description. And our professor asked, "Why do you think this? Like, why do you think he's drawn to look like this?"
He even programmed to jump down. This guy's good.
And nobody really understood the question. And I was thinking back of the perspective and all that, and I asked if it was the perspective of his wife or his future wife, because it was on the same corner street and all that, but he had a more dignified look to him. I'm like, and it was the correct answer,
You first.
but
So I keep bumping into your ass.
it was interesting that
You know why you
after
keep bumping my ass. You would want that.
after how many years, and when somebody actually decided to write a book about him, they chose to go with an image of what his wife first saw in him, like his potential for the future.
Load, no.
I know I'm not making sense.
I can't move,
but
Tiger. What's up there?
I also need to read more so I can increase my vocabulary and able to
There's
describe
vents.
things more
They go
easily.
places. They go to the future. So I'm seeing the next map, really. This would be really cool if you could have a seamless transition on your map.
Well, we could do that with Half-Life 1 co-op. We'd have to use a game mode to do that kind of stuff. Alright, how long was this one? Yeah, good enough. That was a really good level.